Greetings, fellow Mtwakazi people. Hopefully, I find you well. Let me start by apologizing that today we didn't inform our people in advance that we'll be doing this live broadcast. Nevertheless, those who wish to watch this segment will do so even after the live session. We thank you very much for following us. Just briefly before I go through the topic of today, let me invite all who will watch this video when we are live, even after the live broadcast, to ensure to invite a lot of friends to like our page. Also be notified that we are also available on YouTube. This live broadcast will also be put on YouTube, so you are also able to connect us as Mtwakazi Democratic Alliance on YouTube. We invite you to subscribe on our channel. It's for free. We invite you to subscribe on our channel so that in the near future we may be able to broadcast live on that particular channel. Let me, before also I begin, take this opportunity to thank you very much. Thank you very much, our viewers, our followers, the members of Mtwakazi Democratic Alliance, its leaders, and everyone involved in making what Mtwakazi Democratic Alliance is today. Mtwakazi Democratic Alliance is not what it is because of one man, but it is what it is because of the collective effort. It is what it is because of the sacrifices that are done by our people. We thank you very much. We appreciate you. We are not taking you lightly. We are not taking your efforts lightly. Continue doing the same, because this is the organization for the people of Mtwakazi. This is the movement for the people of Mtwakazi. This movement exists not only for individual gains, but for Mtwakazi as a society to gain. We exist to take away power from the elites and give it to the people. We exist to make sure that our people have a platform to air their views, because we believe a progressive society is a society that respects each and every view coming from each and every element of the society, no matter the social stratifications that exist in our society. But a good government, a good political party, it is the one that affords all its people a platform to air their views, to indicate how they want to be ruled, how they wish to be ruled. So Mtwakazi Democratic Alliance, we are that platform. We are that political organization which exists not for any other purposes but to restore democracy, but to restore the voice of the voiceless, but to restore a collective development, to restore a collective freedom, whereby all the members of our society will be free and all the members of our society will be in a position to enjoy development, to be satisfied, and to contribute in the political affairs of our nation. So let me quickly go to our today's topic. Today we are dealing with the issues of food security. We know that food security is the number one priority which should be undertaken by each and every progressive politician or government. So today we are discussing the issue of food security. We know in our country, wherever you go, a lot of our people are hungry. According to the statistics, more than 6 million people from rural areas, I'm talking about the rural population, they are food insecure. They are currently they don't know what their next meal will be. They don't have food on their table. So the issues of food security are the core issues in our society, and we need to deal with those issues decisively as Mtwaga's Democratic Alliance. So today we are discussing the food security crisis, and also providing the Mtwaga's Democratic Alliance mitigation measures. A political party that is concerned with its people should make sure that all its people are happy, all its people are food secure. What are we talking about when we are talking about the issues of food security? We are talking about issues of food accessibility. Our people must be able to access food. Food is a key and a fundamental aspect of every human being. Even animals need food. What more about human being? So when we are talking about food security, we are talking about sustainable access of food. We are talking about affordability. Yes, food may be available, but people may not afford to access that particular food. So when we are talking about food security, we are talking about the issues of food safety. Issues of food safety. How safe is that particular food? And we know the story of what is happening in our land of Mtwagazi. So when we are talking of issues of food security, we are talking about a society whereby people do not fear about what their next meal will be. They know they have their meal. They don't even think about food. They don't even think about what they will put in their stomach today, the following day, and maybe some days to come. So we live in a country, we exist in a country whereby there is acute food shortages, whereby there is lack of production. We are not producing, and the current government that is leading us are clueless about the issues of production. They are clueless about the issues of ensuring that each and every household have access to food, to adequate food, to healthy food. We are living in a society whereby people are selling food wherever they want. You see, food is sold in the streets which are not certified by the health officials. All this comes as a result of poor governance system, of poor political administration. That's why, as Mtwaga's Democratic Alliance, previously I was emphasizing about the importance of ensuring that we strengthen local governance, because local governance is responsible for local development. When we don't have local government, we don't have local development. And what will happen? Our people will be hungry. We will always be crying. And you see, when we are hungry, that is why all the political parties are taking advantage of us. You see, when you are hungry, you get to be dependent to someone. When you are hungry, you are vulnerable. Anyone can, you can be a prey of anyone. Even people without your interest. You're getting the sense. That's why ZANU-PF, they have created this issue of food insecurity. And when it comes to elections, they come with 10 kgs and promise our vulnerable electorate that this will keep on coming, this food will keep on coming, vote for us. And because you are hungry, you are forced to take those crumbs. But as Mtwaga's people, we deserve better. As Mtwaga's people, we deserve a better political climate, a better life than this life that we are subjected to. So it is very fundamental to ensure that we restore the issues of food security in Mtwagazi. We were once a society that was producing massively when it comes to food. We were a society that was once producing an A-grade maize. We are a society that was once producing an A-grade meat, A-grade cotton, A-grade tobacco. Anything that you are thinking about that is produced around the world, we were producing the best. But when ZANU-PF came into the political play, what did they do? They made it a point that they destroy all that. They destroyed who we are. They destroyed our capacity to produce. Why? Because of poor policy decisions. Because of not only policy decisions, because we are led by clueless people, because we are led by people who doesn't love us, because we are led by people who are after dominance, not ensuring that each and every Mtwagazi person is proud of who he is. Each and every person is proud of his nationality. If there are people who are disgraced, who don't like their nationality, it is the people who are coming from what we call Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is the most embarrassing country in the world. Everyone who lives in Zimbabwe is not proud to be called a Zimbabwean because of what the vultures who are occupying political positions have done in our land. So as Mtwagazi Democratic Alliance, it is very, very fundamental to ensure that we restore who we are. We restore our pride. We ensure that each and every household is food secure so that no one can buy us with food, so that no one can take advantage because of the emptiness of our stomachs as the society. So Mtwagazi Democratic Alliance exists for nothing else but to ensure that our people are food secure. What is causing this issue or this thing of food insecurity? It is lack of access to farming land. Yes, they talk of land redistribution, but what did that land redistribution or whatever they call it, land reform, did to our people? It did nothing to transform the lives of our people. It was a tribally done program. It was a program influenced by racism. It was a program that only benefited the elite. Up to today, a lot of our people don't have land. A lot of our people don't own houses. So we have no access to land. What happened is that the white bourgeoisie or the white land owners were replaced with a minute or a minority group of elites masquerading as politicians. It is the politicians who took those farms. And what did they do to those farms? They are just keeping vast lands. They are just keeping those land. They are not developing that particular land which they took from our white colonizers, which were better because they were making good use of the land. During the Ian Smith regime, all the people, I'm sure they can testify, all the people can attest to this, that we were better than what we are now, especially us Mtwagazi people. There were no issues of food insecurity. Everyone could access food and everyone could access healthy food. There was no one who was worried about what he or she will eat tomorrow. There was no one who was worried about issues of affordability. Food was the cheapest ever thing. But under this regime, food is very expensive. Under this regime, it is impossible even to cross the borders and buy food because they charge you high tariffs. They control what gets in the country. Why? Because they always want to manipulate us. They are always after manipulating our people. So what causes issues of food insecurity? It is the issues of land grabbing. Land was not redistributed. Sorry, I said the land did redistribution. Land was not redistributed properly, but land was grabbed without any policy that was directing those who grabbed the land. It was unplanned. That's why they call it the fast track land reform. I think they should call it the most confused land reform that ever happened in our land. Land was grabbed. Land was not redistributed properly. That is why if you go to most of those places whereby they circulate communal people, there are no, up to today, there are no health institutions, there are no good schools there, because the process was rushed. The process was not in the interest of our people, but the process was in the interest of quenching political egos of ZANU-PF. So, what is causing food insecurity? Unfair trade. I've talked about a government that knows that it can't produce adequate food to its people, but it charges high tariffs for the food to cross with people. People who look for their hard-earned cash, they cross the border to look for food. When we are coming back, they control how much you have bought. You must buy the minimum food that they have prescribed. If you buy more, they tax you for crossing with that food. After having suffered to access the money to buy that particular food, you will now have to carry the burden to also pay those who are creating this environment of food insecurity. So, what causes this food insecurity? We know of natural disasters relying too much on rain. We have a government up to this day in the 21st century which still rely on rain for it to produce. In this day of technology, in this day of innovation, in this day of massive technological advanced agricultural systems that have been developed, we still have a government that rely on natural resources like rain. If rain doesn't come, there is no production. They only procure farming implements for their own people, for the minority, or for party members. They have done mechanization programs, but those mechanization programs were not meant to benefit the people who are able to farm, but they were meant to benefit the incompetent members, clueless and the gulp ZANU-PF supporters. This is not what we want in Mtwagas. We don't want that politics, but we want the politics that is in the interest of national development. So why do we find ourselves facing this food crisis? Because it's a food crisis. It's no longer food insecurity only, but it has gone to the stage of crisis. It is issues of climate change. There is nothing that this government is doing to address issues of climate change. In fact, what they are doing, they are signing deals with countries because they are signing those deals in a desperation. Those countries are just invading the land. They are just destroying the ecosystem. They are just destroying our environment. And it is not in the interest of Mtwagas people. We talk of wastage of food. That is what also causes issues of food insecurity. You see the local authority police who are under the leadership of MDC. You see them, they see people selling in markets, they just go to those people run and they throw food all over. You see, our transport system is very, very poor. It also causes issues of food wastage. So we must also deal with these problems. we must deal with these problems decisively. So, what is the plan? What are the mitigating measures? I've been complaining. I've been defining to you what food security is all about. I've been talking about what exactly causes food issues of food security. Now, I want to deal much with the mitigating measures that Mtwaga's Democratic Alliance pledges to enforce once given power. Even if you give us power in local government, even if you give us power to manage the rural district councils and to manage the urban, in fact in Zimbabwe there is no urban councils. Whatever you call urban councils is like a rural area. We want to turn those councils into modern urban councils. We want to fight against the ruralism in Zimbabwe. We want to fight against the rurality. It's high time we modernize. It's high time as Mtwaga's people we move on like other society. We don't want to begin to experience issues of development to our neighboring countries or issues of development on television. We want to experience issues of development in our land done by us. We are capable. All we need is the political will. All we need is to ensure that we entrust the people with the know-how of how to develop our communities. People with the capacity on how to turn this demon of food insecurity into food security. It's all about political will. It's all about putting proper people to be in charge of our local government. So quickly I will deal with our mitigating measures to ensure food security. First thing, we must reduce food waste. We must ensure that food is not wasted in Mtwagazi by developing good storage systems, by developing good roads. You see, by so doing, we will ensure that we reduce the issues of food waste. When food is stored in a proper place, it will not be infected. It will by insecticides or whatsoever. We will ensure the issues of food security by reducing food waste. How do we deal with issues of food insecurity? Reduce the risk of commercializing food. Over commercializing food. Our food is very expensive. It is very expensive to buy a mealie meal in Zimbabwe. It shouldn't be like that in a normal country. Food should be the most cheapest thing. How do we make food cheap? By ensuring that we create a political environment that will ensure that both our communal and commercial farmers produce massively. We create policies that ensure that our farmers are adequately equipped to produce. You see, it is difficult now to produce. It is difficult now to procure a modern farming equipment. Why? Because you are charged the high tariffs on the borders. This government have not invested any cent on issues of innovation. So we rely on importing. We must rely for the time being on importing. But if given the power, if given the authority, we will go a step further and invest in innovation. You see, there is nothing as Mtwaga's people that we are proud of which we have produced locally. We have not even produced a model of something that you can even move. We have not even produced a local bicycle. Why? Because we have neglected issues of innovation. So we need I was talking about the point of reducing the risk of commercializing food. So how do we do that? By ensuring that we create policies that will ensure that our people produce massively, be it commercial farmers. We must find a ways whether to subsidize them, not to politicize maize seed and only give maize seed to people who doesn't have food. What will happen? They will clean that chemical that is put on that seed and try to have the next meal. We need to improve existing infrastructural programs. Issues. I think I have talked about issues of improving our infrastructure. It's gone are the days whereby people rely only on rain that is naturally given by God. Now it is the time to introduce innovation to our societies, to introduce modern technology of farming. Ensure that even our communal farmers practice irrigation, because we have a lot of water underground. We have a lot of water underground in Mtwagas. So whether we have rain, whether we don't have rain, we can still produce and ensure that when it comes to the issues of food security, we are highly secure. We need to improve trade policies. We need to improve trade policies. We have a government that put in place the policies that benefits the elite, those who are ruling, so that they can heavily tax the poor of the poorest. When we are poor, when it's difficult to raise the money to go outside the country and procure food, you have also to raise extra money to pay for the tariffs. When coming back, where does that money go? It doesn't go to local development. It doesn't go in empowering our people, because our hospitals, there is no medication. There is actually no service delivery. Our roads are dilapidated. You see, our infrastructure has been destroyed. We don't have a good transport system. Even if they have monopolized the transport system, the ZUBCO services cannot cater for all our people. So we need to improve the trade policies. You see, by improving the trade policies and ensure that we reduce the taxes as little as possible. You know, in Zimbabwe, it is very, very difficult, even for companies to operate, even for farmers to operate, because they are heavily taxed. And that tax which is which is obtained from our people, we don't see where it is going. It is looted by these vultures that we have entrusted them with your vote. So, fellow Mtwagasians, it is high time that we restore our power as Mtwagazi people back. We need to ensure that we produce. We need to ensure that we go back to farming. We have seen when we were hit by the lockdown, the current lockdown, borders were closed, and the people, issues of hunger became high, because we have neglected the issues of communal and commercial farming. We have not only neglected it, it is the government, these current vultures, that have made it impossible for us to produce, We are still relying on rain up to this day. In the 21st century, people are still relying on rain to produce. If we have no rain, we can't produce. In the generation of technology, in the generation of innovation. Why? Because the people who are leading us, they are clueless when it comes to the issues of innovation, technology in agriculture. So we need to ensure that we restore all these issues I have talked about as Mtwakazi people. We improve our trade policies. Our trade policies must be in the interest of local development, must be in the interest of ensuring that our farmers easily produce. We will cut those high taxes. We don't even see how they work for us, because these high taxes that are charged are going to the Mnangagwas, are going to the sons and daughters of Mnangagwas and other political vultures. It is high time we wake up as Mtwakazi people. Why are they in control of us? Because we are giving them power. We have neglected our power. Where is our power lying at? It is lying at voting. It is lying at political participation. So that's why in every topic I have emphasized on political participation, because it is fundamental. It is very important. So I think I have said much about improving trade policies. I will go in detail in another segment. Also, we need to promote diversification. We need to farm a lot of things, you see, so that our soils are not degraded. So we need people with the capacity to do more research on these issues. We must work towards defeating the issues of climate change by introducing technology. We can only defeat that by introducing technology. Gone are the days whereby the society only relies on rain to produce. And we are far, far, far behind because of ZANU-PF and MDC. We have given them too much power. The problem, we just give them power and we don't demand accountability from them. Fellow Mtwakazians, it is high time that we elect people who will be accountable to us. We elect stewards. We elect men and women of integrity to preside over, be it our national development and even local development. So I'm encouraging you, as I'm ending, to participate in political activities. It is us only as Mtwakazi people with the power to serve ourselves. How do we participate? Where does political participation start at? First of all, before even joining a political party, ensure that you are an eligible voter. Register to vote. Participate in voting. Because the people whom you put your ex to preside over you, they determine whether issues of food security will be addressed. They determined whether local development will be addressed. So it's high time we participate in political activities. I'm inviting you to go and register to vote and ensure that come 2023, you vote for Mtwakazi Democratic Alliance. We will ensure, we will fight hard to ensure that in all political vacancies available in our territory, they are occupied by the people of Mtwakazi. It is very key to ensure that in our areas, it is our people who are in charge. Why? Because if you neglect putting your people in your area to be in charge, other people somewhere will come, they will loot your resources as it has been the case. They will destroy the available infrastructure as it has been the case. They will employ each other as it has been the case and ensure that your children are not employed. They will even give the job of cleaning, they will give it to their people. They will monopolize and nationalize everything as it has been the case. Why? Because we are neglecting political participation. Don't ever be deceived that political participation doesn't work. It works. It works. Trust Mtwakazi Democratic Alliance and ensure that you vote for us come 2023 and you will see development. You will see development. We will always, in each and every week, be discussing about a lot of issues that we intend to do to our people once we are granted authority, once we are given the political power that we have to be given, because we are the only political party with the direction. And I'm inviting you to judge us according to what we offer. Don't hear from our enemies. Our enemies, obviously, no enemy or no other political actor is expected to speak good about us. So if you want to hear what we intend to do for you, the best is to listen to us. Invite your relatives, invite your friends, invite to each and every person whom you are connected to, whom you are close to like this page, to follow this page. Invite even our enemies so that we can change them, because they will see that we have a vision. We are carrying the vision of Mtwakazi. Thank you very much to everyone who has been listening ever since we started this live broadcast. We are indebted to each and every person who listens to us. We are indebted to each and every soul of Mtwakazi. May God bless the people of Mtwakazi. You see, we have got the most loving, the most appreciative people we have ever seen in this platform. If you want to see love, come in Mtwakazi. If you want to see pure and sincere love, you see it from the people of Mtwakazi. May the good Lord bless you. May God bless Mtwakazi and bless Africa and the entire world. Good evening, Mtwakazi. Thank you.